What up, everybody? It's me, Rolando G. Back at it. I told you this channel was going to be from time to time social commentary. Due to the fact of the situations that we're in right now and times that we're in, dealing with fellow Afro-American male, as I am, and other Afro-American males in our quest for finding better peace in other places besides the United States. And not only that, peace within ourselves as brothers that can elevate ourselves and grow and not believe in what the narrative is on the television screen. Now, this is going to be the entertainment side of things. Deciding to do the new news about Michael Keaton may be coming back as Tim Burton Verse Batman. And this is my commentary on it. I feel what's going to happen is that Michael Keaton will return as Bruce Wayne, but not in the bat suit from his Tim Burton's verse. He's going to be a much more older Bruce Wayne. He's hung up the cowl. He's basically going to probably see Ezra Miller's Flash, though I do not like Ezra Miller as the Flash. I think the Flash, in my opinion, should have been a little older, like he is in the comic book. You know, he's a physiqued, ripped, muscular guy, especially how they put him in the Flashpoint animated movie, which I still have not seen, and which I think I'm going to try to order it because I've been dying to see that, because I feel that part of DC comics is my favorite story arc, and I've read the comic, but I never got a chance to see the run on the movie, believe it or not, when I guess the story is when Flash speeds so fast to go back through time to save his mother that he creates a timeline of other parallel infinite universes where I guess the superheroes exist on other planes, but in their different form of different selves and different situations that they're in on various other Earths, which is crazy to say the least. But in this, in this case, with this scenario, this is going to be, I think, based upon that, and it might include Crisis on Infinite Earth storyline arc. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they're actually going to do with it. I've listened to a lot of the scoopers, and I follow, shout out to Chris Wong Swenson of Ping Pong Flicks. I like his take on things. He doesn't try to overdo it. He doesn't try to go into in depth because he doesn't know. Ones like Grace Randolph and Collider, and a lot of those are just, to me, like a lot of those, and John Campia, a lot of biased, scoopers that, they feel they always got to have their opinion on what they think is going to happen. We really don't actually know. But my take is, I would like to see Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne beat up with, actually what would be pretty cool is already one of my favorite actors. He might be my favorite actor, but I'm sorry, he's starting to grow on me a lot, is Jeffrey Dean Morgan. And after the performance that he did in playing evil, batshit evil ass Negan what was it? The Walking Dead series. I can say right now, he made a great Thomas Wayne in the DCEU Snyderverse when he played Ben Affleck, Bruce Wayne's father, as Thomas Wayne. That was a pretty good version of Thomas Wayne. Now, the Thomas Wayne we saw in Dark Knight Rises and Batman Begins, Nolanverse, was more of like a Thomas Wayne doting goody-goody two. Now, I wouldn't say goody-goody two-shoes father, but more. And then from what we saw, the Thomas Wayne in Joker, what was that? What was that? So supposedly in that story arc frame, we're in that timeline, or in that other Elseworld version of setting up Joaquin's Joker in that movie, aka Arthur Fleck. Why in the Arthur Fleck world is Thomas Wayne in that version an asshole? And because in the various versions of Thomas Wayne, we have seen that Thomas Wayne is a pretty good guy, a pretty good, he was a pretty good damn father. It doesn't say anything about how he treated his Wayne industry employees or regular people out in the street. I mean, we knew that Thomas Wayne, Martha Wayne, and the Wayne family had wealth, but and had immense wealth. I mean, in their story arc and in their world, in these fictional characters as a family, they pretty much are like multi-billionaires. Kind of like they're like a Bill Gates family, pretty much. Thomas and Martha Wayne, along with the other Wayne line of Waynes. And they can do a lot with this. I mean, they can play around with it, and I'm glad they're going more into the lore and they're exploring other things, because when I saw Thomas Wayne's Batman, and it's basically in an alternate reality, what if Martha Wayne and Bruce were killed, and he was at a loss. Thomas Wayne was at a loss and took up the cape and cowl. Now that's pretty interesting. I even like that concept, as Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne's dad, instead of Bruce Wayne will lead on to become Batman in another alternate timeline, Bruce Wayne's dad, his father, becomes the Batman. So that's pretty awesome, But in this case, with the DCEU bringing in, I know it's going to be the DCEU that they're going to try to really force. I wouldn't say force, or try to merge in Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne, Burton Verse Batman into it. Bruce Wayne's Burton Verse into it. I think Double Toasted had said that they don't think that that's what it's going to be the case, because it would be weird. Well, why not? It's going to be a gothic Elseworld world within that universe. So that's what the multiverse is all about. They can play around with it. They can bring Burton's verse into the DCEU. Like, why not? You know what I mean? So yeah, it seems like it's going to be very, very, very interesting. It just seems like it's going to be very interesting. I can't wait to see what they're going to do. Michael Keaton has been he's not, I wouldn't say he's been one of my favorite, but he's been one of the well-known actors I've known that can really pull off roles. It still has it going, despite his age. I think he's about in his late 60s, closing into his early 70s. So he is up there. But I feel that he could pull off an older Bruce Wayne from the Burton verse, aka, Cowl Batman, but not in the Cowl Batman, and kind of continue to mentor probably the various heroes. But I would like to see him meet up with Ben Affleck's Batman in that alternate timeline. It's just a lot of possibilities with it, and to even have Michael Keaton's Bruce Batman meet up with Jeffrey Dean Morgan's Thomas Wayne. That would even be cool. But they're saying that how could that coexist within that timeline, because Bruce was already dead. But in this time, in Michael Keaton's Burtonverse timeline, he's already Batman. You get it? They can play around with this. They can make it happen, and add Henry Cavill in it, Gal Gadot, Ray Fisher as Cyborg. To even meet up with Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne Batman. This is how I'm envisioning it from my point of view, which would be very awesome, and it would give us a lot of the real fanboys, a real good like nostalgia. Not only nostalgia, it would just give us like the fanboys, like if everybody was involved of a who's who from the comic, almost like they did with the CW's Crisis on Infinite Earth story arc. Man, it would just be an explosion. It would be an explosion. It would be the most fan orgasm ever if we could just see everybody who has ever been in the DCEU or DC verse of any live action to be in this alternate timeline universe. It would probably cost a lot of money to do it, and I understand it, because it's asking for a lot, and there are in real life, contracts and a lot of money that certain actors would have to come back and stuff like that to reprise their roles. But I don't know, man. It just seems pretty cool. But as my choice, if I was going to pick an older Barry Allen, I would have picked Jason. God, what is his name? Actor Jason. Oh man, who would be a good older Barry Allen? I'm trying to think about it right now, but Ezra Miller to me, he's playing that goof. I mean, like DCEU wants their own version of Spider-Man, basically, with the Flash character. That's what I saw them doing in Justice League, and how basically Josh Whedon kind of had wrote it and directed it and kind of directed that character. I guess supposedly he's gonna be continuing like this without the Josh Whedon writing going forward with the DCEU. And how do you factor the other Justice League characters in it, especially Shazam coming on board? I mean, I would love to see Shazam meet Michael Keaton's Batman. I mean, just have everybody from the DCEU Justice League be involved in seeing Burton's Verse Batman, Michael Keaton. It would just be an it would be a fan orgasm, man, to just have that going. As you can see, I'm a big DC fan, so with this video, I just thought that I would put this out there about my thoughts about Michael Keaton coming back into the DC verse with this DCEU verse. It looks like it might just work if I could tell Warner Brothers, man, do it as I said it on this video. It will get butts in the seats, and you guys will have a smash hit on your hands. You guys will have a blockbuster on your hands if you can try to do this the correct way and get everybody involved. Even get Ben Affleck back as DCEU Batman, Bruce Wayne. I mean, and just collectively have the other Batmans meet up with each other in this movie. It would be pretty damn cool. It would be pretty off the chain. I mean, you would get butts in these seats to say, man, I want to see what happens in this. They're going to have everybody in it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, so hopefully Warner Brothers is not playing. They're going to try to revamp this DCEU. I think it's gaining traction because ever since the Snyder Cut came out and is going to be officially on HBO Max next year, we got something to look forward to looking at the DCEU Snyderverse along with the other characters to try to really make this DCEU thing work, So with that in mind, I'm still willing to check this out. I mean, despite the fact that they still want Ezra Miller as Barry Allen, Flash, it's just like when they picked, Jesse Eisenberg to be, a Lex Luthor. I just felt the same way. But anyway, that's just my reaction on Michael Keaton probably coming back as older Bruce Wayne, former Batman in the Flashpoint. So we'll see. All right, man. Guys, take care. And I'll be back with more serious content. All right, peace.